something you've always suspected about reality. There's something that you've always questioned deep inside of you. What is this reality? Who are we truly? What is real? And so you keep going and seeking, searching and finding, discovering, believing, knowing, confirming. And every step of the way, you're deconstructing everything you ever thought, and at the same time confirming everything that you never thought. You realize there are no coincidences, but you see patterns everywhere. And then you get surprised. You connect the dots. You feel the presence. You hear the voices inside of you, outside of you. Where are they coming from? Welcome to them. You created this moment, and we heard your call. We created this moment, and we knew you were coming. Welcome to the Mystics, your portal, your friends, as we guide you, as we accompany you into the unknown, becoming the known, and what you knew being reconsidered, being blown apart, put back together 1,000,000 times over. This is the ascension. This is the dropping in. This is everything. And we're here for it, with you. I'm Riz Mirza, psychic medium, shaman, trance channel, locksmith of the soul. Let's open the doors.
And I'm Lady O, intuitive empath, reprogrammer of the mind, the soul, and the heart to live a better, more peaceful life. Welcome to Psychic Pizza Party.
Express, Trance, Europe. Express. Trance Europe 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 Express. Express. Trance Europe Express.
Americano, Italiano.
Hello, everybody. I am alone tonight. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so Riz is late, and I did my best to set up without him, and he'll be here soon. So I have no idea if I actually did the lighting and the set. Erica helped me. We're fingers crossed. So when he gets here, we are going to find out if I did everything right.
I'm not
think I did.
optimistic.
So Erica, are you jet lagged?
Extremely.
So when
yes.
did we get back exactly?
I think we got back 2 days ago. I know, it's crazy, right?
You are actually kidding me right now.
No, that's.
I thought it was about. I thought we had cleared at least 3 days.
I don't think so.
I thought we were on our fourth day.
No.
Okay, because the time.
I mean, it could be. I'm in some weird kind of vortex of like, I don't really know what.
So Alex just told me we've been back 3 days.
Okay.
So you actually. Okay, so 3 days.
3 days.
So I was right.
I'm so messed
you were
up.
Wrong, which is so rare.
I'm willing to admit that.
So rare. So rare for the Virgo to be wrong. So
I'll punish myself for that later.
How you guys doing? So we missed you guys, and I'm so glad you hung out and waited for us to get back. And we have our Japanese like vibe still going. So we have, instead of pizza, we have salmon skin salad and we have miso soup. So I have kind of toyed with becoming like a carnivore diet, and I tried that and going on that diet, and that was crazy. I tried it and it didn't work for me, and it was too intense. So I went to, now I'm officially on the keto diet, which I'm really excited about, and I think it's actually going to work because I was eating way too many carbs. So everything I lost last year, it's like, I think I can't, like all of it came back. And I'm like, So what happened? Too many pastries and jellies and sugars and all the yummy things and the good, even though they were good for you juices, I had way too many juices, way too much fructose in it, even though I was doing everything natural. I had way too many superfoods. I was doing like the fruits, the berries, the dried berries, like cranberries and things like that. Forget it. It was just too much sugar. And Erica watched me actually.
I did
do all of the above.
I did.
It was a little terrifying.
Slightly. Though, I mean, I was not perfect by any means.
Oh my God.
So I'm doing my own
I
my own
was
thing over
so inflamed in Japan. I was like the Goodyear blimp, like in the sense of water retention. I
Yeah.
had probably about 12 pounds of water retention,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, I have to get rid of this water retention. This is insanity.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized how many things I was doing wrong and how far off of the original diet that I had gone. And I was like, okay, so we're going to go back on track. So now I'm back to keto. So how this fits a keto diet, if you guys want to know.
Yes.
So the fermented miso soup is good for you, obviously. So we have some veggies in here, a little bit of tofu. So you have a little bit of fiber, a little bit of carbs. And then you have your beautiful fermented, enzymes that's working at all times. And then as far as the salmon skin, so we have the omegas, the omega-3s, all the healthy stuff that you want. And then you have, so these little dressings.
Yeah.
That's where I get suspicious because you have to know
Well,
what's in the dressing.
Yeah. They're not
And
perfect.
I
but
can't have really any sugar in the dressing, and dressings are known for their sugar, right?
Yeah.
And then the lettuce, the thing is, I hear all these things about salad, and lettuce.
Right.
And like, there's pros and cons to having too much salad and lettuce.
Right.
And so,
The great lettuce debate.
yeah. Great lettuce debate. Do you remember when spinach was like in and everybody
yeah,
had
and
to have it? Then we found it was like
everyone
poison
said,
if you
like,
ate it like
Spinach
raw
was
or
gonna
something.
kill you or something. And I never could get it straight if
Right.
it was the raw or the cooked spinach that was bad.
Oh,
To
God.
this day, I still
So you're
can't
like,
answer
wait.
that question. I have no idea.
Oh my God.
And then someone told me like if you add pine nuts, then it cancels everything, and then the spinach is okay. And I was like, how is this possible?
You guys, where are we going with this? It's going to happen at the end of like 10 years. I swear to God. It's like there's going to be 17 million diets.
Yeah.
17 million experts on diet, but we need them. You guys, we're getting smarter. Okay. You have to admit we're getting smarter. So
Yeah.
I'm encouraged because more and more people are solving very serious health problems by changing their diet. And I am 100% behind it. And I'm learning because, I'm Gen X. I was fed to the wolves. So I actually don't know how to eat. So I had to train myself. And my daughter Alex is like learning all about nutrition. She's getting like her certification and she's
Yeah.
like really into it. She's been really supporting us and helping us. But yeah, so we're still here waiting for Riz. But okay.
He's going to take his time, as a Leo would do.
My menopause Japanese fan.
What's that phrase? A wizard is always on time or never late
Yeah.
or something?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you guys notice, we have no more audio problems. What happened was we actually just decided to,
To not have audio problems anymore?
yeah, we just decided to be heard. Okay. We were like, wait,
Yeah.
what are we doing? We want to be heard. So
I'm important.
So after like up and down audio issues for 18 months, finally we got this awesome Rodecaster Pro. I mean, we have to take a picture of it. I mean, it looks like jelly
like a-
beans and 80s disco.
It does.
It's right up our alley.
It's like a video game.
It's like a video game. It's so beautiful. So easy. One touch. We have all the mics. We went podcast. All the audio problems handled.
Oh my
So all the
God.
17,000 hours of learning audio, I didn't have to do anymore. But at least I know how it works.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Proud of us.
Yeah. So,
Mainly you, because you were.
because I did all the work on
Yeah.
audio, but I was never really good at it.
It's okay.
Okay, a little bit. So everybody, while we're waiting for Riz, let us know where you're from, who you are, what's happening, and what have you been up to this week. And Erica, why don't you tell me a few things that are going on?
Yes. We have a lot of people from Texas.
Yes.
Here
Well, I'm going to
tonight.
be there in May. I'm going to be spending my birthday there, May 8th.
Yeah.
Mother's Day there. I'm going to a family graduation.
Yeah,
It's like,
family trip time.
yes.
Very nice. Let's see what else. We've got a lot of people wanted to know about, Japan, our
How
trip,
Japan was.
how it went, how it was.
Well, can I answer that really quick? I mean, it's going to be in increments because we're going to
Yeah.
be talking about this off and on.
Right.
So Japan it's a yearly retreat that we go on, that we create and lead. And it is from our Sacred Earth retreats. It's one of the very many places that we go to. And we have it so specially curated for the maximum benefit of happiness, joy, and spirituality and sacred adventure. And so we go to temples. We'll do the whole thing. So we'll do like Tokyo, and everybody's having like a blast in Tokyo. And then we go into like Zen gardens, and then cherry blossoms, and then sacred temples. And then we're back into like chaos. And then we'll go into like Nara, where the deer bow to you. And so it's so varied and so beautiful. And yeah, you do want to kind of live there because it's really kind of perfect.
Hey.
Oh, look who it is.
I know.
I'm scared. Don't judge me.
Why? What's going on?
Because I don't know how you're going to look.
How I'm going to look?
Yeah, because it might be the lighting's off, the frame is off. I did my best. Let's just wait.
Let's see.
God.
Hey, everyone. Konnichiwa.
Scared.
That's right.
Konnichiwa
I forgot all my Japanese.
Right.
that means welcome to Psychic Pizza Party in Japanese.
Arigato gozaimasu.
You didn't know that? Hi, everyone. Oh, I'm going to just scooch in here. Look at all this stuff.
So, yeah. You want me to tell you what's going on here, or do you want different lighting, or what are we doing?
I don't even know, man. I'm just so happy to be here and to see all this.
Okay.
What is that?
So that's the salmon skin salad.
Okay.
And then we have, I left your miso in the little
Thank
container
you.
so it stayed warm, but it's kind of like getting
Miso
cold.
hungry.
Wah, wah,
Wah, wah. Did you see our
It could
new,
have been worse.
did you see our new cast?
That's true.
Our new cast members?
Oh, my goodness. Pet Story?
Yes.
How cute.
I'm obsessed with Pet Story.
You know, we didn't go to Universal Studios Japan, though we wanted to, but then we realized at the last minute that it was in a different city than we were in.
I know.
But next time.
But we went to Disneyland
And I bring it up because there's that ride there.
and we got Donald Duck. So you have
Aw.
to introduce Donald Duck.
You know, someone, our friend who we met in Japan just texted me a picture of their family at Disney. And
No
I
way.
texted them back. I said, you have to ride the Winnie the Pooh ride. Because believe it or not, the Winnie the Pooh
That's our
ride
favorite
is
ride.
fire at Disneyland Tokyo.
Oh, true.
It's so good.
It's so good. It takes you into the story. There's the book opens up and there's writing and like you're reading and you're going into the stories. It's really cool.
You become Winnie the Pooh.
Right. So you guys, if you want to join us next year, I think we're going around Cherry Blossom again, which is the busiest
Right.
time of year, but
Yes.
worth it. And it's in April, and Erica can drop the link in for you if you're interested in joining us next time.
Mm-hmm.
But we're
And
still
somebody asked, do we do the same thing every time we go to Japan?
no.
You mean the same thing, meaning the
No,
same
is
places?
We
is
mix
the
it
same
up a lot.
places. Or
Yeah, we
always,
go to
you know?
the same cities, but we do different things.
Well, like we go to Nara this time, and we went and
we
we
went
had
to Tokyo. We go to Tokyo, Kyoto,
matcha
and Nara.
ceremony.
We had a green tea matcha ceremony. It's
Can
not,
you- can
but
you-
I think that's going to be every single time.
Can you talk a little bit about the matcha tea ceremony? Because I'm a little embarrassed, but I want to hear it.
About your part of it?
Yes!
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's talk about this. So you go to Kyoto. Kyoto is
No,
is,
the
is-
tea ceremony part.
Yeah, you go to
Yeah,
Kyoto.
that's the
My
build-up.
goodness,
Oh,
this
the
is
build-up.
what
Okay,
Married to a Taurus. Tell the story. I want you to tell this story. Okay, so the story is. Look, I'm doing a half yoga pose.
Don't
Okay,
segue because you're going to forget.
what was I talking about again?
Kyoto. Tea.
So I know. I know.
But do you?
Notice the story is gone. It's out. Story is gone. It's out. It's over. Do you even remember where you were going?
He's contemplating
Yes.
the level of hatred he has for me right now. That's what the current thought
Okay, I'll
process
just
is.
wait while this.
All right. So Kyoto is it's a less metropolitan city than Tokyo. It used to be the capital. There were a lot of capitals in Japan. Anyway, Kyoto is where you you start to calm down from the excitement of Tokyo. You bring it down several notches, and it is chock full of temples and shrines and Zen gardens. So you're getting into the traditional part of Japan that you kind of envision in your mind, where you might even have a geisha sighting. The geishas they've dwindled in numbers, but there are still geishas left, and you might get a geisha sighting in a district called Gion. And Gion is where there's wonderful, cozy, warm, traditional Japanese restaurants, some that will only let you in if you're Japanese because they're like members club Japanese, and red lanterns everywhere and cobblestone streets. It's amazing. One particular street. Anyway, in all those years, I think we had one geisha sighting. This time we had 5 geisha sightings. 5 in one night.
You're still not telling my tea ceremony story.
I'm trying to set the mood.
Oh my God.
You know, it's like taking you out to dinner first, talking nice to you.
Oh God. Are you flirting with me?
Yeah,
You haven't seen me all day.
yeah. That's why.
Wait, are you really
Be nice
flirting?
now. Okay. So the tea ceremony was a very, very deep and spiritual, really, part of Japanese culture, because everything that and you'll observe this, it's not just what I feel. I think it's obvious when you go to Japan that everything that they do is with consciousness. So food is a ceremony. Things are from the moment that the intention is set to prepare the food. So everything has a rhythm, it has a meaning. What can I say? It's a ceremony that usually takes 3 or 4 hours, but then you can go to these tea houses where they will do it in about an hour and a half. You go with your group in these specially styled traditional Japanese rooms, and you sit on the floor, and the tea master comes out, and she was a feisty one, wasn't she?
Yeah. It's taking you a very, very long time to get to the meat of the story.
So yeah, I'm going to just start saying it was just great, and you have to go check it out.
No.
How sad. I want you to tell the story for a reason because it's too emotional for me to tell it.
It's too emotional.
Well, do you remember what happened?
Did you cry?
No.
Why is it emotional?
Well, when you tell the story, you'll find out.
Oh, I remember why. Okay, so she shows us how to do the whole thing. You know, this is how you take it out of the pot. You have to hold the ladle a particular way, direct it 45 degrees straight, keep your elbows this way, keep your elbows out, sit up straight, hold all this stuff. Okay. And she did it. And then afterwards, she's like, all right, who's going to do it? Who's going to try now to do it just the way I did it? And Mariah stepped forward, or perhaps
Pet.
Mariah stepped forward, or perhaps all the others just stepped back. We don't know. But next thing you know, she was there doing the thing, and you did well. And she said she only corrected you a couple of times.
That's the emotional part?
But then the emotional part came when it was time to serve someone else. And she chose the youngest girl of the family, London, first time in Japan. And this is what's so beautiful about it, guys, to honor. Imagine a parent honoring you by placing this green matcha tea in front of you, prepared the way they did in such a ritual, and then to bow before your own child and to present that tea to them, and the child bowing back in appreciation of that.
And that's why Japanese culture is so important. And we asked, she says that the matcha tea ceremony that we were doing was only 1 hour, but she says they can go up to 3 hours, and you have to go to school for 3 years. Did you say that part?
To be a tea master, yes.
To be a tea master. And the reason why is because every move they make, every fold of the napkin,
Every position of the
crease,
body.
every position, every micro move is to still the mind of the people getting ready to have the tea. And everything they do is just total. So let's do a demonstration.
Do we have any Japanese people watching right now?
Yes, let's do a demonstration.
We do. Let's do a demonstration. Oh, let's talk about. Okay, so let's say that the bowl has a design on it.
Right, you have to spin it
turn the bowl
where the design
towards
is
them,
facing the person,
honoring that person.
honoring the person. And then
I feel like I should pour my miso soup into this bowl.
Yeah, and everything you do is kind of like you do like your elbow has to be a certain way, but imagine
Like
you're
your
drinking
elbows
tea.
out, back straight.
Wait, okay.
And slurping is allowed.
If you slurp towards the end, there's
Yeah,
a
at
certain
the
kind
end.
of slurp. So, do you remember the slurp?
Seaweed hanging out of my mouth.
You
Yeah.
remember the kind of slurp?
It's like,
Yeah. That's
Quick
a
slurp.
polite, happy slurp that you did well.
don't extend that slurp because that would be rude.
Did you enjoy
I
the
made
tea
that up.
ceremony, Erica?
I did.
Oh, yeah,
this
Erica
one
went
that
with
I'm
us.
currently watching right now.
Do you know at
I'm
this
enjoying
moment I
very
forgot that
much.
Erica was with us in the tea ceremony?
It's okay. I'll
all
cry
of these
silently
things,
later by myself.
all of these things, all of these rituals, we all have our rituals, don't we?
We do.
But I highly respect that culture and what they do. Do you know that every school in Japan, elementary school, has a nutritionist on staff, like a full 3-4 year degree nutritionist,
Right.
There are chefs in every school. The food, the lunch is prepared. All the meals are prepared fresh every single day that the nutritionist has directed them to prepare. The kids have to clean up after their meal. They sweep and mop the classroom. They put away the dishes. This is why, they have a respect for education and for learning. It's something that, there's something to learn from every culture.
Yeah. When I come back from Japan, I don't look at anything the same anymore. As far as for instance, matcha, I used to just order matcha at like Coffee Bean.
Yeah.
No big deal. And now I'm like, oh my God, matcha.
Do you remember when someone gifted us that set with the whisk years ago?
Yeah.
We should find that.
Well, I used it last night when I came
you
home.
did?
Yeah.
So how's everybody doing out there?
Well,
What's been going on since I've been gone? Sorry I was late.
And it's a little.
Erica, tell us.
Sorry, 1 second. I was just catching up on something. Everybody is very, very, very excited about the outfits that you guys are wearing tonight. Actually.
Oh.
So mine's his dream. And I'm wearing, this was for Tokyo, but I'm actually slipping and sliding all over the floor here. So I'm trying to brace myself. It is so slippery.
This shirt
But I
in
love that.
This shirt in Japanese, I got at my favorite mall in Tokyo, which is called 109. And it actually does say things in Japanese that are very funny. Not funny, really, actually just good advice.
Did you take a picture and have ChatGPT?
Yeah.
Actually, the guy that sold it to me, who now follows me on Instagram, and I'm following him back. How cool is that? I'll do it right now and tell you what it says.
Oh my God.
I don't know if people can tell, but it's like embroidered on there, which is
It's
really
embroidered
cool.
in
It's not
silver
a
thread. So I'm going to take a
It's not a
picture,
print.
and it probably can't read the whole thing. But I remember
ChatGPT can.
no, because
ChatGPT
the
can
shirt
do
is kind
anything.
of folded in. I'm going to look it up and see what it says. But the guy showed it to me, and it made sense, everything that was written.
Okay.
So everybody's good.
Yeah, they're all
Did they
very
miss us?
happy. Well, I was just going to say that. They're all very happy that we're back and they missed the lives tremendously.
Aw.
Well, we also
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, we did miss it.
But
Here, jet lagged and all.
absence makes the heart grow fonder, right?
Now, I told everybody
Yeah.
about the keto diet I just started.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if this salad dressing has any sugar. So I don't know if you want to test it for me, because you're not on the same sugar.
It says, one of these things says, don't mistake something unimportant for something important. Don't lose sight of what truly matters. Yes.
So have you guys ever had salmon skin salad? I put one bowl here because I thought maybe you would want to share it.
I do want to try it.
And I left a fork for you because I couldn't find another chopstick. Erica, do you remember the name of the restaurant? To give credit.
Okumura.
What is it called?
Okumura. Okumura. If you don't want to say
One
it.
more time.
Like, Okumura.
Now the chef's going to appear in the kitchen.
Okay. I wish so bad.
I love crispy salmon skin.
That is so good. A few people are asking if we're ever going to go to Salem again.
We might.
Penny for your
Someone did
thoughts.
ask me that.
We've been so crazy busy with
I
other
know.
retreats, so we haven't had a chance to really squeeze it in.
We were going to do it. Well, actually, we haven't done it. We didn't do it last year, did we?
What? What?
Salem?
What? What?
Yeah.
How much
course,
is it for
Salem.
sugar?
Oh, they were talking.
She's talking about Salem.
And she says, where?
And then I go, we were going to do it last year. And then she said, go do what?
Sorry, it's because
called
I'm reading.
hormones.
I'm reading the chat. I'm also quite hormonal right now and jet lagged. I'm a little delirious.
It's that kind of night, folks.
Hopefully, it'll be entertaining.
Oh, I can have this. It has no. I don't really taste sugar.
Okay. So we had
So-
the full moon
Okay.
in Libra, pink full moon, which is wearing my pink pants.
And we've been all in this house having extreme dreams
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Have you guys been having the kind of dreams like we've been having, like really intense,
Mhm.
like full lifetimes, like hyper detail, and we come out of the dreams and we're like, that wasn't real. It has to be real, right?
Mm.
Welcome to Psychic
Mondays.
Monday pizza party.
Mm.
Without
We're in a Japanese low key mood because we're zenned out, and we haven't been corrupted by Los Angeles yet all the way. But we're ready
give
to
it time.
take your questions and let us go over some of the rules. For those of you who are new, welcome. This is our 64th episode
Is it really?
for Psychic Sunday Live. 64th. But we have close to 900 videos on our channel, I think. Or it could be 700. I deleted some. There's a lot. And so you guys have a plethora, a library to go through of fun shows that we have done on every topic. Also, for those of you who are really big audio podcast listeners
Oh, right.
Oh yeah.
on Apple Podcasts and other places, we're going to let you know.
Didn't we launch today?
It was supposed to be today, so it's not today. And I don't know
okay.
exactly the next possible day, but it is all of our shows on audio.
You can drive and listen to them
Drive
now.
and listen.
How
and
fun.
so that's really cool. And that's going to be coming out soon. And I'll drop the link when that happens. And for those of you who are here for encouragement, upliftment, and fun, psychic messages, healing, you came to the right
You
place.
sure did.
We do things differently on purpose. We like it that way. And we are glad you're here. And Riz is a trance channel psychic medium.
And you are an intuitive empath.
And together we are.
Metamystic.
I was trying to be cool. I didn't know what to
What
say
are you
after
together?
that. I don't know.
You're the metamystics.
Oh, we're the metamystics. We're the metamystics.
High five.
I don't know what it's supposed to say. We're the Mirzas. We're the metamystics.
Here's
It's
us.
like
We're
it
the
was just for a
mystics.
second, and then
Psychic
I just
super
lost
team.
steam.
We're Wiz and Lady O.
You're all those things.
I lost energy.
Did you like the
Okay.
dolls thing I made? Because I'm up to the latest meme trends.
Yeah, but it's like you have an
Yeah.
obsession now.
Well, I made like
And I
6
know
of
why, by
them.
the way. It's because you have told me so many times, I want dolls. I'd like a doll. I want a doll.
If I had
Just-
an
you've been-
action
but you've
figure of
been saying-
myself, I think I made it in life.
But you've been saying that since I met you.
Did I?
Yeah.
No, I said cereal box. I've had my own cereal.
No,
Really?
you wanted an action figure.
Well, now I have a pretend one in a
So
meme.
now your obsession, you've made 50 million of
It
them.
made me look like everything from an Indian Vin Diesel to I don't know what, a Hobbit. They made me like 3.5 feet in one. That was kind of cute, actually. I should post that one. But you know, there are spirit guides here, and I probably should get to listening to them. Should I start?
Hmm.
All right, we're gonna start
Wait,
with.
before you start.
Well, let's just start.
No, you have to
Wait.
tell them.
Who don't?
Everybody
You have
knows
to
the
tell-
rules.
No,
Erica's
but
there.
not. Go ahead, Erica.
So, a real quick review of our rules is that we have the super chats. A $50 super chat makes sure that your question is the next one answered. A $20 guarantees that your question will be asked during the live. We still take free questions. We get to them as time allows,
weave
and
them
we
through.
are guided. And
You
they are
say we weave them through.
okay.
I like how you correct her mid-air, on air.
Got it. I
We
will
weave them through in a glorious
incorporate
and
that
graceful
into my
manner.
program. Beep beep beep
I'm
beep.
reading all this.
In a seamless flow of psychic extraordinary energy, Riz Mirza was found to be. Never mind. Okay,
Wait, I liked that.
I know, but I don't have the
Energy.
grammatical proficiency at this moment to flow with this kind of jet lag.
Fair
Well,
enough.
I'm eating salmon skin and thinking about Cartman, who steals all the chicken skin off of his friend's chicken. That's what happens when I
That-
eat salmon skin. I always reference that. All right,
So
That
I
would
got
be the
some spirit
Japanese
shout outs,
version.
guys. Let's get to them. Let's get this psychic show not on the road, but in the air. It's already there.
people can ask me questions too.
That's right. You can ask empathic kind of questions or life, you have a block in your life or an obstacle or something you're trying to get over or get through or get under or get around. O is the person to speak to about that. So I'm going to start off with the spirit shout outs. I got 3 spirit shout outs. The first one I have is the name Artie, Artie. That's a name that I need to talk about. If that name connects to you, please let me know. Also, this one of my guides is talking about, you know how there's rings that are connected? Like most people just wear one ring, and then now there's this new thing where like 3 rings are connected. Is that a thing, Erica?
Yeah.
So somebody's wearing that who's watching right now. if that's you, and be honest, or you were wearing one today, or you lost one, let us know. There's a message for you. Also, there's a message from someone on the other side where you guys would write your carve your family name into a tree. And it has to be a tree. And if it wasn't a tree, maybe it's a bench. If that's you, let me know. Okay.
Cute.
Let's let those spread through the ether.
Are you on fire?
No?
Don't look at me like that.
That is why your hair is red, because you're a fiery vixen, aren't you?
Yes, indeed.
Try to keep it down, okay?
Okay, yeah.
Try to
melting
tone it down.
over here.
Yeah.
Oh, tone it down? That's
Yeah.
your favorite thing to tell me.
Tone it down.
Tone down the wild woman.
No, the hair is very bright.
Oh, really? Well, it matches the personality.
Yeah, very fiery, huh?
Yeah. Don't get kinky with me.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we go to the first question, or is there a spirit shout out?
Not yet.
All right.
So let's go to the first question. Hi, Risen Araya. This is Luciana.
Hi, Luciana.
Thank you for the Egypt retreat.
Oh, Luciana, who came to the Egypt
Correct.
retreat.
Oh, Luciana.
Thank you for joining us.
It was so much fun.
Yep.
You told me my spirit guides are the Z's. Do they have a message for me at this moment? And could they tell me the name of the galactic family my soul comes from?
Oh, that
With
was
love, always, Luciana.
Luciana. I remember you well, and I know exactly the soul family that you come from, which is Palladian. And I want to talk about that for a moment, because many people lately, in the last several years especially, have been remembering, feeling, intuiting, dreaming about that there is a connection which we call the starseed lineage. You already know that sometimes you feel a connection to a past life on the planet. I had a past life there, or I had a past life there. I'm drawn to that culture or country. Well, some people feel drawn to star systems, that they remember or feel a lineage with an incarnation, or what we call a simultaneous life, meaning you live a multidimensional life, meaning that it is occurring in a different dimension or frequency, and you become aware of that. So the Palladian lineage, and I'm only going to speak from what I have channeled about it. I know other people have channeled about it. For me, this is a certain type of healer. I find a lot of artists who have Palladian lineage, or that's their archetype. And it's really about you, Luciana, paying attention to those ideas of creativity, design, also dance, moving your body to help the energy flow around you. So you're drawing it up from, I almost want to say that I do want to say that I feel like a lot of your energy is kind of blocked in your hips. So the hip area and energy, especially in martial arts and in Tai Chi and in Qigong, it carries a lot of potential energy. And when you learn how to draw up energy from the hip and move from the hip, or punch from the hip, or kick from the hip properly, there's a tremendous amount of chi that flows through you. Now, I also feel that when you're doing these free-form movements, that you begin to open up, and I feel it in dance with you. I'm not talking about Tai Chi or martial arts. So making sure that you dance, and I'm not talking about dancing when you go out with your friends. I'm talking about no one is around and the music is on, and you let your body, with no self-consciousness, no hyper self-consciousness, get in the way of how your body wants to move, not trying to do a dance, letting the music guide what it should be. And you'll find yourself, sometimes when I teach people this, they always find themselves going back into a dance move, whatever is, they think they're being natural, but actually it's been very programmed from years that that's the way you're supposed to move when you dance. But when you do it alone and truly only listen to where the body wants to go, something different happens. Now, when that different thing happens, Luciana, you start to have all sorts of, I want to say you start to open all sorts of different channels. And I feel that through movement and any way where you are also doing something artistic, that's when you're going to feel them coming through you. So there you go. That's for this year to work on.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Spirit shout out.
Spirit shout out.
This is Shatanya.
Uh-huh.
I'm wearing my engagement ring set in a guard. I'm wearing my engagement ring set in a guard and it's melted together. It looks like 3 rings.
Thank you. How do I pronounce her name?
Shatanya.
Shatanya. Hello. Let's see what the message is. An engagement, did you say? Congratulations. I would suggest to you, if you are getting married, that what you write for this marriage or this ceremony is very important. And for you to do, to express yourself. You can call it writing your vows, your thoughts, but it's important for you to know that your guides are going to channel this through you. Your guides are going to channel this through you. So definitely call on Goddess Isis to work with you to bring this through. And they keep showing me that actually in a past life, you did put pen to paper, you did some sort of scribe or calligraphy or something where, and I'm talking about when there were in ballpoint pens, okay? This is like something sharp going into like parchment. Not ancient history, but maybe just a couple of 100 years ago.
Oh, she says it's actually engagement plus wedding.
There you go. There you go. So let's talk about if it's engagement plus wedding and you already got married, it's still about the expression of what this means to you. If the anniversary is coming up, write something. The reason being is that that's where your guides want you to step out of the way. And the reason why I think they brought up the rings is because it's about that love, and the area of love is where you're going to feel most inspired to bring those higher energies through, meaning your guides. And is this something you wanted to do to learn how to bring that through?
She said, I used to write.
Okay, so it's time to bring it back. She says she used to write. Writing is, I mean, think about it. You hold that pen, and I really believe in writing with the pen. I mean, you can type, of course, it's fine. But I like writing with a pen into a book because it's almost like the instrument itself is carrying the energy. I don't know. And just in a different way. I like it. So get to it. And if your special day is coming up, use that to express your feelings because that's going to start to open up your channel more. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Next.
Yes.
So,
Got another one? You want to say something?
yeah, I was just going to say something.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you for everybody being very polite. So when you're traveling, you guys, and you're leaving the comfort of your little environment and your home, and you're out in the big world, like they call it the wild now, which is super appropriate. Every little thing can trigger an empath, like airports, taxi drivers, people in the elevator, you know, you just go on and on and on. And so how can you be a sensitive empath and just actually go out there and just throw yourself at the wild world and just accept it all? So I just want to give you guys a couple little tips just while you're kind of hanging out in your coziness, because everyone is letting me know where they're at right now and they're super cozy, except for a couple of people working. But yes, so here's what you do. Number one, you look at it as an adventure. So it's not about what other people are doing to you or taking from you. It's about what you're bringing to your environment. So it's how you act in the environment, what you're bringing. Like, are you bringing that you're enjoying yourself? Are you bringing that you're going to a party? Or are you bringing the idea that you're sensitive and you don't like what's happening and people are going to take from you? So you have to pay attention to exactly what you're bringing. That's the most important thing. And then while you're in it, feel things that you want to feel. So instead of being scared of the things that you are in the environment you're in. So let's say you're in downtown Tokyo and you're walking through a crowd of people, you know, you can get really claustrophobic. You can get, the noise level can be too loud. There's too many people crossing in front of you and behind you, and you feel like trapped with thousands of people. Just the thought of that can make an empath just totally shut down, just even thinking about it. But I loved it. So to me, it was like we're all doing the same thing. So we were all on those streets in Tokyo having a good time.
And it wasn't, I mean, it's interesting because
I'm just saying from the eye
amount of people.
an empath.
Oh, yeah.
Empaths look at things a little different. We exaggerate everything in the sense of like, oh my God, there's so many people. But I really enjoyed the like flow. I felt I was in the flow, like when fish, like schools of fish.
Oh, yeah.
And I just felt like I was in a bigger party. It was like I came to a party and everybody else is at the party and they're all trying to have a party there. And so I just joined the party.
Right.
So your mindset and how you view everything makes a huge difference. So those are kind of little tidbits I want to give for people who are concerned about travel or getting out of the house or like going across the country or
And
the
learning how
world.
to groove with something rather than, you know, be in some sort of tension or conflict against it. Yes, E.
Yes.
Was there a spirit shout out?
No.
Okay. What's the next question?
Tanya did say, though, that she's been detached from her spouse for a while.
Okay.
And their dating anniversary is coming in May.
Oh,
So
detached from that person.
I saw a couple people answering questions. So was that from the something else? Because I was,
yeah, no other spirit shout out right,
All right.
now, but I
So-
sent you a question.
Yeah.
If you want to read that.
So Damien says, Damien Charlie, hello guys. Yesterday a package was delivered to my house that no one ordered. It didn't have a name on it. Then later while cooking dinner, I saw 2 deer in my yard. Do my guides have a message for me?
Is that for me?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Jet lag.
this is Damien's question.
Yes.
Damien.
So he gets a package. It's delivered to his house. Nobody ordered it. Didn't have a name on it, which is crazy.
What was in it?
I don't know. Then
Damien, you're not going to
later-
tell us what was in it?
Yeah, that's like the punchline of the
Damien.
whole entire
Come on.
question.
We have to know what's in it.
Then later, while cooking dinner, I saw 2 deer in my yard, which deer always represents a peaceful pathfinder.
Gentleness, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So-
So let's talk about number one, packages. Remember, you will find that when you have these unusual things that happen, it's not a usual thing for it to happen is to get a package with absolutely no information on it. So I would want to say that the first thing that jumps out at me is be open to surprises without asking why or needing details as to why a good thing happened. Because all the time, you know, I like to say that I've noticed in the world that good things seem suspicious to people or suspect. But bad luck is accepted. Bad times bad times seem to last a really long time, and goodwill on other people's part surprises us, and we don't know whether to trust it or not. But when bad stuff happens, we just expect it to last a long time. When good stuff happens, we tend to think of it as a fragile, short-lived period. Like, we better enjoy it now because good times don't last. So that kind of philosophy is behind the idea where we don't accept gifts from the universe, and to know that there's a whole system of energy going on where these little surprises show up. So the package coming with no information, though I think you're wanting to know about.
He said it was a can of air freshener.
Okay, I love it. Thank you for saying that. So read into everything, guys. If you're going to start to live like an intuitive person and a shaman, and you believe that everything in this world is connected and everything is energy, then you can't.
Apple cinnamon scent, which is family, home,
Cinnamon is home.
family, feelings.
Now, the air freshener to freshen the air, to liven things up, to make you feel more at home, to have a more pleasant environment. The deer being nurturing, the deer being in the feminine, the deer being gentle energy. You know what they also say, but there's an old saying that says the wounded deer leaps the highest.
I love that.
So understanding that there's a great deal of potential energy inside of you. And I like to say there's potential energy inside of a can of air freshener as well. You just have to press down on it and it comes out concentrated. There's, you know, go into the details of something. Our tribal ancestors looked very deeply into all things. If the wind blew from the left, they listened.
Right.
If it rained, then it stopped, then it rained a little bit longer, and then suddenly the sun peeked out over that particular direction over there, and then a twig fell. That was a language being spoken by nature.
Right.
So we are nature itself.
Signs and symbols are
everywhere.
Everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you guys look for them, some people don't believe in signs and symbols, but if you look for them, you'll see them.
You have to be sensitive and open, because most people are so jaded that we think, oh, come on, it's just a package and deer are everywhere. And we go, well, keep on living your muggle, non-magical life.
Say that
One day,
again?
keep on living your muggle, non-magical life.
I just want to be clear.
Yeah, let's just be clear. The way that it goes is that if you do believe everything is energy, then there's no such thing as randomness.
That's right.
So enjoy. And I'm glad that you were in the kitchen. Hopefully you were cooking something, because it's all about home and making your home. It was a blessing what happened to you.
Well, Erica has some questions all piled up for you.
Okay.
Ready
Yes,
to
I
go.
do.
All right.
This is from Cassidy. Both of my grandmothers passed away when I was really young. First Adele and then Judy. I think of them often. Do either of them have a message for me?
Yeah, I'm going to go. I just feel Judy's energy very quickly and very strongly here. First of all, they're both on either side of you. They're both on either side of you. And I'm going to tell you, if you're standing, I'm talking from your perspective, on your left-hand side is where I feel Adele, and the right-hand side is where I feel Judy. Question for you, did Adele have a sister? Because there's another female to Adele's side, and I don't know who that is, and that feels like a blood relative. Great. Okay. I have a question. What is her name? The person asking the question?
Cassidy.
Cassidy. How could I forget? Cassidy. Such a cool name. Cassidy. So how's your skin doing? Because Judy is making me pay attention, or seems to be talking about, I'm supposed to talk about how your skin is doing and how you're feeling about your skin and how you look in the mirror when you see your skin, and she wants to tell you you're beautiful and that to love yourself, but it's focused on the skin. And do you have very sensitive skin? But she loves it, and that's the first thing I want to say. Also, she's putting a very happy heart around the month of September. So that marks a particular date. And
She says, yes, my Aunt Martha Ann is her sister. She's amazing.
Thank you. A lot of love on that side with that sister. Okay. I don't know where you live, but I want to ask you, who lives up north or north of you, that's connected to Judy, or why is she pointing me north? I'd like to know about that. Secondly, let me see what else I got from Judy. Her role, thank you. So her role for you is the one who's there, and she is the more talkative one. I'm not getting a lot from this side of Adele, but Judy's energy is, she's like literally like a garden or a plant that's growing. Her vines, her branches extend all around you. And I think this has a lot to do with the kind of nurturing being that she actually was inside.
She says, I have some scars on my chest that bother me.
Okay, that's the skin. Thank you. She wants you to, look, my personal opinion, you earned those scars, whether they were from an accident or a terrible moment in your life or whatever it was, is that was, great warriors have scars. Okay.
She says, my aunt lives north of me, Judy's daughter.
Thank you. So there's a lot of love towards that direction. Also, I have a question for you. Do you have any flags in your house? I don't mean necessarily an American flag, but other kinds of flags or pennants. Is that the word? Pennants for sports teams?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a pennant. I feel like it's for a school.
Like a little triangle.
Yeah, it's like in the shape of a triangle. Do you have that in your house? I'm curious. I don't know if this is coming from her, but as I tune in, I start becoming psychic about things that don't have to do with Judy or Adele. But there you go. Let me know.
I have
Big, beautiful energy around Judy for you. Yes.
I have a lot of amazing things to say about Damien right now. So Damien was the person we were talking about earlier.
Uh-huh.
And
The
there was
deer.
about the two deer
Yeah.
and the air freshener.
Yeah.
So the mother of his two kids
Mhm.
went crossed to the other side two Mother's Days ago.
Uh-huh.
And he was looking for a
Oh my
sign
God.
from her.
Yes.
So he felt that was a confirmation that it was about the home and softness and bringing love
Feminine.
and feminine energy, and not to forget that.
Mhm.
So he felt that was a confirmation.
Yes.
And then today he felt exceptionally weak,
Oh.
which we totally understand. And he said, when you said the weakest deer jumps the highest, that really touched him. Damien.
Thanks for sharing that, brother.
Yeah.
Cassidy said, no triangles, but we have a chakra banner on our wall.
A chakra banner. Okay, that's the flag.
Mhm.
Thank you. I don't know. Judy's pointing to that flag. So there you go.
We've got
Which is beautiful.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Chakra banner like this on my arm? Like that? Yes, we've got.
Why
I
was that funny?
What? What?
I don't know. That was funny that you did that.
Chakra banner like this?
Yeah.
On my arm?
Or is it magic, like my Harry Potter tattoo like this?
What's the person?
Oh wait, hold on. Shatanya had something a feedback on your message for her. What's strange about the shout out was that I put my rings on earlier today
Yeah.
after not wearing them for a while.
Wow.
And she said, I've lost 110 pounds and haven't been able to wear it on my ring finger. It fits my middle finger now.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? And your guides use that because you're focused on it.
Wow.
And Cassidy says exactly like that occurring to you.
Okay. Thank you. I have one more. Is there an Ida or an Ira connected to one of you guys? It's a spirit shout out. Or maybe it's from who I just spoke to, but Ida or an Ira. And I want to say something to Damien. Damien, I do feel a message from the other side, from the mother of your kids. And it's about, have you been thinking about getting a new stereo, or do you not have a stereo that, like, something you like to listen to music on? Because she's like, get it. Damien, get it. Okay. You deserve it. Thank you. Okay.
Spirit shout out?
Yes.
Okay. Shannon Ramey.
Yes.
My family's last name is carved into a bench that sits atop my dad's grave.
Thank you. There we go. That was a shout out from a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever carved your name into anything?
A tree.
You did?
Yeah. In
Aw.
Oregon, but I forgot. Because I thought I was supposed to, because everybody else did.
Do you know where that tree is? Could you find it if we went back?
No, unfortunately not.
Why wouldn't you know? Oh, it was just random walking through
It
the
was
woods?
a random tree in my aunt's farm in Oregon.
And you were carrying a switchblade on you?
I had something sharp, and I just was like, oh my God, how many questions? So sad.
It's kind of cool to know that you were carrying a switchblade on you walking through the woods. All right.
Hey.
Crickets.
Sharon or Shannon?
Shannon.
Hi, Shannon. Next to Dad's grave.
Yeah, on top of it.
Oh, on top of it.
That's what it says.
There's a bench on top of your dad's grave? No, I've never seen that. So it doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist if Riz hasn't seen
I've been
it.
seeing it. How could it exist? Shannon? Sharon?
Shannon.
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 All right. Message from Dad then. I just want to say that Dad, I feel like he doesn't need anyone to show up at this site on Father's Day, but it's cool if you do go on a Father's Day. I've never felt that people who fully went to the other side, because some don't, some linger in between worlds. I don't feel that those people are ever hanging around their graves. But I have to say that your dad has popped in to check out who's come to see. That's funny.
That's something you would do?
Your dad, by the way,
think so.
has met your dad on the other side. I want to say this because I'm seeing a group of people in the most amazing mountain range, walking, hiking, like, well, you can fly on the other side. So flying, but that's the environment he's in, almost like he's on a heavenly camping trip is what I want to say. Yes. And he wants to make, I know this is funny, Shannon, but he wants to make sure I don't know if this is a joke, if you have enough blankets and pillows. I think it's a joke. Could you tell me if this is a joke? Because I feel like I want to laugh. Are we waiting?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to actually jump in here real quick. So a couple of people are talking about like a very serious way of dying and different ways of crossing over that's serious and very painful. And we believe that the soul chooses ahead of time pretty much more or less how they're going to cross over. So they kind of know in advance. And I think the souls that transition in a very dramatic way, I think there's something they want to experience about themselves in that format. And, you know, we've had a lot of past lives.
As a soul, not
Like
as a
thousands
human.
of past lives.
Right? That's
As
the
a
thing.
soul.
Because no human wants that experience.
But souls are different because souls are eternal and souls are the oversoul, the higher self, the one that wants to express itself and understand itself. So I know we've had thousands of past lives, and
Right.
I know we've been everything and done everything. I'm sure we've murdered people and we've been
Killed,
and we've
eaten
done
by an animal,
everything.
drowned.
And I think as the soul evolves, you start to get to a point where you probably want to cross over a little bit less and less dramatic, perhaps. Do you know the story?
I'd like to cross less and less dramatic.
Do you know who has the best crossing over story?
Who?
Yogananda.
Yeah.
Yogananda, I am so jealous of his story. He planned his death just on, like, I'm not talking like suicide. I'm not talking he took anything.
No.
He was so aligned and so centered and so at peace with himself as a teacher and who he is. You should read his book for sure. That was one of my first reading material.
Autobiography of a Yogi.
That was the first book Riz gave me to read to understand spirituality. And it was very interesting because it told his childhood story and then how he became who he became. And he was just like everybody else. And he was just, you know, going through life.
Yeah.
But he just had this divine wisdom. Anyway, long story short, he was on stage the night before. And I think he had planned or told somebody, this will be my last night. Or he
Yeah, it
said
might have
goodbye.
been. It was just on the day he said to his students,
Yeah.
this will be the day I leave you.
Yeah.
And he was not sick.
Yeah.
And he goes in the other room
Right.
and he sits down like
He
in a
sits
meditation
down.
pose.
hmm
And he leaves his body forever.
He just leaves his body. That's it. Now, my grandmother, she sat at dinner one time, the last time she was here, and she crossed over by sitting at a table, and she closed her eyes and put her head down and went to sleep while in the middle of a dinner party, which is, for her personality type, it kind of sort of matches a little bit.
Your
But
grandmother?
yeah, Grandma Ellen.
Wow. That's right. We haven't
There was
talked about that in so long.
Bunch of people at the table.
Right.
Yeah. And
Can you
know,
imagine
everybody
at the
has,
table?
Yeah, everybody has their story, you know, of how they crossed over. And, you know, we've lost both of our parents and we have stories. And then you've also lost your brother.
Yeah.
And we have stories about how people cross. And some people are more, they struggle more before they cross.
Yes.
Some people leave peacefully. Some people have to put on a big show. Some people are giving the last laugh. Some people are flipping people off. There's all sorts of ways.
That'd be fun to flip someone off while you're dying.
Well, you know, for my mom, for instance, I think she had the last laugh.
Your mom did.
My mom said goodbye to everybody in her way
I think your
without
mom would've-
knowing it
yeah.
by FaceTime and texting. And somehow she just got a hold of all of us.
Yeah.
And because she was always just such a, what would you call her? She's an Aquarian. So she was such a,
Out of the box, unpredictable.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like,
The only
there's
thing
no way to describe
predictable
her.
about her was her unpredictability.
She was from Honduras and she was 4'11" and I'm almost 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
So she never understood how the mathematics of that worked out. But
It's your Danish, your Viking part.
so she just like literally was watching TV, had a heart attack, and then just went to the hospital and they did a little surgery on her.
She didn't know she had a heart attack.
She didn't know
just
any
didn't
of it.
feel good and
She didn't feel good.
leaves
and
her
then
husband in the house and says, I'll be back.
The nurse that tended to her that happened to know us, and we found out later, is she was cracking jokes in between everything. She was like in and out of being dimensional. and
God.
in different dimensions. And she was cracking jokes. She was laughing. She was having the time of her life while she's going through this. And I wouldn't have even known this if it wasn't for this nurse, this ER nurse that knows the family and was telling us your mom was cracking jokes in the hospital, in the ambulance, in the aftercare. She was making everybody laugh. My mom was just looking for a way out. She was like in 83 and she was so done. And I just remember the way she left was like, she didn't want any fanfare. She didn't want anybody to know how she was going to cross. She just wanted to just do it her way. And she did. And then it was like no warning and no goodbyes. And it was kind of like, that was her last laugh. And we all knew it because we know her personality. So the second she did it, we were like, oh my God. But I just want to say for those of you who are on the chat, and I see some people are talking about fentanyl, which has been a major catalyst for crossing over.
Yeah.
And obviously this is going to change. Back in the Wild West, in the early days of the Wild West, when we were, you know, just building the West Coast over here, people were carrying guns and shooting each other dead left and right like no tomorrow. And that was the big thing.
Like, you know,
that
I
took
grew up.
everybody out.
I grew up in the Bronx, and you grew up around death. You grew
Yeah.
up around.
And then what
you grew up
about-
around the person that was there a second ago is
Yeah.
not there a second ago.
Well, how
and
many
I was a kid
kingdoms? How
seeing
many
that.
kingdoms have millions of
understand?
people would be wiped out by a
plague.
plague or something like that, like a disease?
The earth
And,
is a
like,
wild place is pretty much the bottom line. And we come here. There's a point where all the questions of how can bad things happen, right? That's the number one thing. And we have to stop all the bad things from happening.
so if we-
I
if we-
agree.
yeah.
But we also have to have the higher spiritual perspective of
Yeah.
if you do believe that there's a purpose for everything.
and we're eternal.
Yeah. And that we actually are eternal.
And there's a higher
Right.
power. And
Yeah.
if you believe in intelligence, love, God energy, and source energy, then you know that there was a reason for everything. So
Right.
there's no accidents, right?
Right.
So you're not going to say that your son or daughter or friend chose to cross that way. Like their human
No, their
self,
higher soul chose it though.
their higher soul knew in advance this is a possibility. And we've done thousands of readings and we've had so many channeled sessions with spirit guides. And so we know from the other side, literally, that they are in their experimentation. See, we're all here as individuals having our own individual adventure, our own experimentation of who we are and what we're doing. So we are all experimenting and we're figuring out how things work with us and we're learning about ourselves.
With these bodies, with these faces, with these identities of ethnicity or background or gender or class or status or education, whatever it may be. All costumes, right?
Yeah. So it all translates over into also death and crossing over. You're still exploring. You're still understanding yourself. You're still experimenting. You're still understanding yourself. And like, for instance, for those who have, let's say, for those who have crossed over with fentanyl, there's 2 or 3 possibilities that could be happening. One is they're a part of a collective group of souls that are raising the consciousness of this conversation,
Right.
of this chemical, of this product, right?
And the reasons for seeking that out.
And to be a part of the numbers to
Right.
help in the volume to get the attention. So there's souls that do it that way. So some people consider those souls like angelic souls. There's other souls that get to the other side, and we've heard about this secondhand through our work and channeling and whatnot. And they literally, the people who cross over from like an extreme accident or something, they're really surprised too. And they just go, oh, wait, I didn't know that was going to happen. Like, wow, wow, I'm really surprised. So that's also different ways. And then the other way is knowing consciously that you're coming into a family group. And they always say the bright one is the one who leaves the family. I mean, I hate that statement. And I actually never want anybody to believe that statement because I believe we're all bright souls. But if some souls leave a family unit early, like as a child or a young person or somebody who came in to make a huge ripple or impact, the biggest gift that you can give them is to let the impact be felt and the ripple go out. So the whole purpose of the death, so it's not in vain, is for the people behind them that was left behind on this side, for us to get what their legacy was. What was their message? Why did they leave like this? Was there a reason? maybe I need to look into something within myself. So maybe it causes a ripple effect of everybody in the family unit to look deeper into their own choices, their own life story. And if you're paying close attention and doing it correctly, you will take advantage of this and do it this way. It's called deep soul work. And they create a kind of like a ripple, like a ripple goes out in the family. Those people who don't accept the ripple and they block it and they go into grief and resistance and they don't want to hear it and anger. I mean, hopefully that doesn't last very long because you'll get sick eventually. But the goal, I think, for some souls that are advanced souls that come into a family unit and leave young, I think their goal is to impact the family members to raise the vibration of the family in some capacity, in some way.
I think they're actually secretly healers.
Look what your brother's death did for you.
My brother's death, my best friend's death I wouldn't be here doing this if they were in my life. I'd be doing something else. Now, someone might argue, well, I'd rather have them in my life and be doing something else. Well, list all the other things you'd also rather have than what you have. But I would say, and I understand that feeling, but I know, looking at my life, that I wasn't going to really discover myself had those things not happened to me. Losing 90% of my family is the reason why I'm here, is the reason why I have the energy. I don't even call it energy. It's just my natural state of being.
I think it's like a stamina.
Yeah, but it's not like I have to try to do it. It's because it's authentic. It's authentically coming from what I care about is people's, I like to say, their freedom. I was going to say wellness, but I think wellness comes from freedom. So yeah, there's a lot there, and we'll continue to unpack it, right?
So there's
Dr. Berg said, I'm going to say this last thing. I'm handing over the ball to you guys for sure. Dr. Berg, for those of you who follow him or know who he is, I think his principles are really on point with health and fitness, and or mainly health and what goes into the body. And he's very highly respected, et cetera. And he's controversial, yes, but he's known to be such a great healer. So he said something today that I loved, and I was like, wow, it's such a spiritual teaching. He says, we have it all wrong. People say, I have to lose weight to get healthy. It's the opposite. You have to get healthy to lose weight.
Yeah, you get healthy, then you will lose weight. Wow.
And that's a spiritual teaching.
Right? The goal is health.
Get healthy to lose weight. So do the thing first internally that you want to see here externally.
Brilliant.
Right. Okay. Beautiful. Some people are asking, just expanding upon this conversation. One, what if you're someone that has felt like you were not going to make it past a certain age?
Yeah.
What would you advise for that?
You might be right.
Some people are right. But,
now what? But let's just land there for a moment.
Right.
Okay, so you're right. Now what do you want to do about it?
Right. Because you can change that.
No, let's say you can change it.
Okay.
Why are we making it a fearful?
Erica, can you give me?
Let's just stick with, okay, you don't think you can make it past that age. Just say the number out loud if you're watching, if I'm referring to you. Okay, and now if your gut reaction is, but I want to live longer, then I would say, then now you can work with that. Then my next question would be, why do you think that you won't make it past that age? So the choices could be, I just have always had this feeling. Number two, I don't think I'm living my life right because of the path and the, maybe you're a user, or maybe, whatever activities you're involved in could threaten, make your life shorter. So it can only be a couple of different answers as to why you think that. Then I would say, well, there's your truth in front of you. Now, what do you know about truth? Truth is, that's a particular choice. Do you believe that it's a choice? What do you believe is true? Oh my God, what kind of discussion are we going to open up now? Is the sky blue? No, it's not blue. It actually reflects blue. Does the sun rise? No. Yes, it does rise, but it doesn't really rise because we're the ones moving. What's the truth? Are we alive? Yes. If I stop breathing right now and there's no pulse and you bury me in the ground, am I dead? Yes. But am I really? No. Let's stop using the word truth to that degree. When I say truth, I'm just saying there's a couple of possibilities why you think that. So what's the question?
Well, I want to say in regards to what you're talking about
Yeah.
and what she's talking about, there's some other questions kind of flowing in this
Yeah.
domino effect here, and then we'll get to the other questions. So regarding, I guess we can't say the S word, so unaliving yourself, is that the right
Yeah.
terminology? Okay. So in terms of that, you know, what I always tell people is, first of all, the people who feel the most and are trying the hardest are the ones that usually want to do that. It's the ones that are laid back and doesn't care about anything. What do they have to lose? So they don't have anything at risk. They don't care. They just going with life. But the ones who really are trying and the ones who are really, really wanting to experience more and their heart is on the line, those are the people that usually feel that way. So here's what we always say, and it's just the truth, and it just is seen time and time again. What you're experiencing when you want to unalive yourself is not the physical demonstration of unaliving yourself. It's actually you're coming to the end of an identity, an ego that has been holding you back. It's like an ego death. What you're experiencing, and it could be even true with the coming up with a number, like I think I'm going to die at 35.
It could be, right? It could be that or
be.
something else.
But when you want to have that feeling and you want to do that to yourself, many times it's because you're hitting all your walls, and it's only because you're just ready for the next chapter, which means it's time to let go of this identity. So that's what that
We
word
call that
surrender
changing a
comes in.
timeline.
Yeah.
Okay. There are certain events in your life that changed the timeline where you made a decision that wasn't about what other people told you. You might have gotten advice, but when you made this decision, it was like it didn't matter what anyone said to you. You knew it was time to make this decision. And that altered the timeline. We call that timeline jumping. Literally, the world as it was going to be in your path of your evolution as a soul, as a spirit, changed because of that. Then, and you change timelines. Majorly, most people change them a few times in their life. They call them the milestones of choices they made. That's boring because it affects so much more than just you. It affects everything around you and generations to come, and not just your kids, but your friends and the generations of friends that you've had and the people you've interacted with. You are constantly affecting, you're constantly sending ripples out into the world, into the universe. So, yes, when it comes to unaliving, as they say, I didn't know that we couldn't say that as was a bad
The S
word now.
word.
I've said that word so many
I
times in the
know.
show.
We've just kind of gotten away with
Well,
that. I guess if you say it 20
Yeah,
times.
it's considered like a trigger word.
Oh
The trigger
my God,
word
how
is something you have
ridiculous.
to put warnings.
Like
and-
what?
But we
Instead of
have-
actually talking about it, we decide let's not use the word.
Well, it's just a trend.
Can you imagine? Okay, so, but I want to say one more other choice that I realized. If you do feel that you're going to, let's say someone goes, I don't think I'm going to live past 45. That also could be, and I'll tell you as a medium, you remembering on a different level of consciousness other lifetimes where you did not.
Also,
Interesting.
somebody just said a lot of his family members die in their 50s. Welcome to the club. I know about that. And so here's what happens when you hear that. You look at yourself as the youngster who's coming up and getting to that age, and you go, hey, is there anything I can do differently than what my family did? And so in my case, I was like, oh yeah, I could change my diet. I could stop eating sugar. I could stop obsessing over food or blah, 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 whatever. And most of the health conditions that my family had, heart related, that left early was all food. I mean, it's all food related.
Lifestyle related, right?
Lifestyle related.
Yeah. More?
Do you
What
want
else you
to?
got? No, I'm saying you got questions.
Yeah, there's other questions.
No,
Let's
we're
go
done.
for some questions. Let's do
Okay,
some psychic
great.
reading.
So you did the spirit shout out about an Ida or an Ira.
Yes. Uh-huh.
So Emily
Mm-hmm.
says Ira is the name of a character in a story I'm writing.
Okay, great.
Hmm.
That's so great, Emily. Keep going. Let me see if there's a more detailed message about it that was to get your attention clearly from your guides. Yes, there's a writer guide working with you. I'm going to wait to hear what the name of the guide is, but I'm getting the message before the name, so because I guess that's more important right now. In this, whatever it is that you're writing, the message that I'm getting is in the moments where there's anything that's a tear-jerking moment, it should be absolutely tear-jerking to you. It shouldn't. Don't think of, would this be tear-jerking for others? If it has to be very, I want to say, specific to what your sensibilities are. Even though you're writing for other people eventually, when we create something, it's not just for us. It's mostly for others. And a lot of musicians I work with know this. They'll write these songs, and then once the song is released, it's like not theirs anymore. It like belongs to the world and to the people and the generations to come after they're gone. And people will cover the song, and people will remix the song, and they're like, the child, it's like the song, the creation is the child, and then when you release it to the public, it grows up within them in many, many different ways. So, message from David Bowie to you, Emily, is you cannot create anything exciting in the shallow end of the pool. There's your message.
She said there's parts of the story that are really sad.
Yeah.
So that was very...
So go for the jugular in those moments. Go for the jugular. Go for really get the tears out of them and put in what has made you cry. Even if what made you cry is a different thing than what's in the story, go to the essence of that thing and bring it into the story. Okay. Does anybody have a panda bear stuffed animal in the room with them right now? Spirit shout out.
Panda bear.
A panda bear stuffed animal, like one of those.
Yay.
Okay.
This is a super chat from Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Since the 2 eclipses, I hear a voice telling me to speak what other people are thinking. Do they have a name? I'd like to thank them. Did something change since I broke my leg? So I think...
I get it.
Okay.
I get it.
Okay.
Yes. I'm going to answer it. And yes, of course, something changed when you broke your leg. But the breaking the leg doesn't feel recent to me. Was it last year? Okay. Also, how's the big toe doing on this leg? How are the toes doing? That's more the feet than the leg, but I'm just curious. How are the toes doing? All right, let me continue. Who is the one that's giving her the messages? Thank you. So this is the name I'm getting for your guide is Rika. Rika. I don't know what that means, but they're spelling it out for me. She is, she comes to twist your ear and touch your nose and get your attention. She puts her finger here on your third eye and goes like this. So if you ever feel like you're going like this, that's her. You want to just go like this with your head? She's going like this with her little magical finger. At nighttime, close the doors, shut them, like click them shut. Windows can be a little bit open. And curtains don't have to be fully drawn all the way. She's kind of saying about she's kind of talking to me about what your routine is like and what the environment of the physical room that you sleep in should be. Like all doors, bathroom door, bedroom door, clicked shut. Also, is your bed directly on the floor, or do you have a rug under the bed, meaning bigger than the shape of the bed? She's like saying you should have this, kind of making the space more grounded for yourself, because your body needs to be grounded at night when you're kind of starting to do this. They're downloading to you at night or opening you up. No, not downloading, opening you up at night. She cleared that up for me. They're working on you at night. You wake up sometimes when they're working on you. It's like somebody waking up during a surgery. Not good, but anyway, it's fine. You'll do it. Did you lose a pet? There's the spirit of an animal in that room with you. Okay.
She said yes to the toe. It's giving her the most trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the toe. I would say that, of course, you know what to do about it, but it represents will and flip side stubbornness. So please, anywhere you know this for yourself where you're stubborn, this is time now to let it go. There's other ways to get your point across. You don't need to be so strong in those areas where you're stubborn.
For those of you who would like to see, by the way, a little PSA. For those of you who would like to see Riz in person channeling, trance channeling.
Maybe I'll wear this hat.
You should wear this hat.
I want to just show people that channels have style also. Nothing against my fellow channelers out there. Do you, boo? But I got to do me. So I'm probably going to be just channeling like this when I'm there.
I think you should.
You got to keep it real. Be yourself.
So it's November.
Everybody else is taken.
November 14th through the 16th. We're on that Sunday. We're, I guess that's the 16th.
West Virginia?
West Virginia, Princeton, West Virginia.
Uh-huh.
And there'll be Daryl Anka and Bashar and Wendy Kennedy. And
Wendy's going to be there. Love it.
So I put the link in if you want to learn more about it and how to get tickets and to secure your spot. And if you want
the channel panel. So it's called the channel panel.
Yes. And the workshop that Riz is going to do at that time
is the intro to psychic development. So you can see all of us channel at the channel panel in West Virginia, and you can take workshops, and I'll be offering a workshop as well. Make it a fun, amazing psychic channeling, just transformational weekend. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Definitely.
While we're there, I want to go see, I want to visit the Edgar Cayce Center.
Oh,
because I think it's in Virginia or West Virginia.
I don't know. That would be amazing.
Yeah. And I have the same exact numerology as Edgar Cayce.
Do you know what it is?
He's a 35/8. Mm-hmm. It's a 358. That's me. Interesting.
That's really interesting.
All right. Yeah, well, let's do that.
Okay.
Nice. The pandas... So far, Cassidy, so this may just be more confirmation because you gave her the message about her grandmother. Yeah. But she has stuffed pandas.
Okay, there you go, Cassidy.
Her husband loves pandas.
So. There, grandma's still hanging around here. Yeah. You're the one with the two on each side, right? Yeah. One on each side, yeah. Love that, Cassidy. They see it. So these are good confirmations.
Okay, so Abby would like to know if there's a message from her dad, Manuel. Yep. He passed during COVID in 2020.
Well, the first thing I want to tell you is that he has so much lung power. Like, what was the old nursery rhyme? You can huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. Yeah. It's like big chest, like fully full of air and life on the other side. It's the first thing I want to say to you, Abby. Second thing I want to say to you is that it is a time right now for you to revisit old ideas. Imagine the room full of crumpled paper that had ideas on them. And you're like, that sucks. I don't like that. That doesn't work. That's not me. Imagine that. And go back and take them and unfold and uncrumple those pieces of paper and flatten them out, right? Metaphorically. And say, no, there was something here. There was a spark of something here. And I gave up on it too soon. I just wasn't fully developed to match where the idea needed to go, or the choice I needed to make, or I was afraid. And it is now time to go back to those ideas and unwrinkle them. So that message is from your dad saying, give yourself, there's more than just second chances. There's third chances. There's fourth chances. There's fifth chances. There's sixth chances, and all of that. Okay? By the way, when he crossed over, his guides took him. He didn't feel alone. He didn't feel scared. He felt like my team is here. That's the first thing. I don't know why I'm going like that. Did he ever go like this with his hands? I don't know. I'm just doing that then. He just felt like, oh. He's like, it's almost like I unzipped my body suit and I came out. That's what I'm feeling. It's like, imagine like you unzip this human form and you open it up and then the light just comes out and you're like, yes. I'm here. So no, he was not fond of the way he left. I don't know who he is, other than if you fall asleep and cross over, I'd be fond of that. Otherwise, I don't think so. But he's like, yeah, you know, it was what it was, sort of the feeling that I'm getting. But by the way, do you have a picture of him dancing? Do you have a picture of him dancing, Abby? Or a video? I'll wait.
Says wow. So far.
Okay.
Say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to
I'm
everybody. who's
feeling how
coming in.
Yeah.
my one-eyed hat looks on the screen.
Everybody loves it. They've been saying a lot of things about how much they like your hat.
Thank you. I like how it kind of like just like brings your attention up there. Balances the pink.
Lots of Mike Wazowski comments.
Who's Mike
So
Rosowski?
that's the character from Monsters Inc. That is that. Do you know that that's that hat?
No,
Yeah.
I just got it at Disneyland.
Yeah. That's a
'Cause I liked
character
it.
from the movie Monsters Inc. It's the main
Oh,
character.
right. That is.
And
Was
he's-
that Billy Crystal?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That was a good movie.
Jet lag right now.
I
Yeah.
know, baby.
Woo. I'm just like,
I know.
We got a little bit more
we
time.
can do it.
Yeah.
Is Erica alive?
We'll do a couple more
I
questions.
know. Because I
look
must.
at her actually.
We'll do a couple more questions. We'll call it a night.
Wait, look at her body position. She's literally started slipping.
Yeah, you're
off the
slipping
chair.
off
Yeah.
the chair.
She's
I'm-
like going sideways.
I'm hanging in there.
Let's do two more questions.
Okay.
Okay, 2 more questions and then just chat a little bit because you guys.
My soul is here.
We didn't think we were going to
soul is
go
here
on
big
this
time.
week because we are just so jet lagged. But,
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
I think we're doing okay.
So can I give you a couple names and you let me know who
Sure,
you're feeling
exactly.
with? Okay. So Jennifer, Pam, Steph, Nathan, Jasenia, or Ball.
Or who?
Ball.
Well, let me just see. I'm asking. Jasenia.
Okay. Hello, Riz and Lady O. I was wondering if there are any messages from my guides, maybe advice on life. I've let go of emotional wounds
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago.
Right.
Thank you.
You totally started to clear open your throat chakra, Jasenia. This is where it was all blocked. It was almost like, I hate to say it was almost like you were choking yourself out for so long. Waiting. I just feel like waiting for others to say something. And you're like, that's not going to happen. And I'm just done and letting go. Very, very good. Your guides have been putting a lot of big smiley emojis on you right now. They're like, yes, guides use emojis. They use whatever symbol means something to me. They will use that. So they're saying very, very good. Very, very happy about that. Don't let flies bother you. You know, we're also bothered by if a fly gets in our face. And I am too. But when I'm really like zened out, they don't bother me. They could land right at the tip of my nose. I won't even move. And they have. We've been in shamanic journeys where a fly has landed literally on my nose and I'm continuing to talk because I'm finding my own peace with every single moment. But the message to you is about not letting those flies bother you. And I'm not speaking down about another person. When I say flies, I mean just what annoys you. Okay. The other thing I want to say is, this is like you're going to see a different look on your face in the coming months. It's like your eyes are going to get brighter, your eyes are going to get bigger. And I would tell you, get some new sunglasses, do something. I don't know if you wear makeup, do your makeup differently. I don't know if you wear contact lenses, get a different color. Have fun more with your look is a message I'm getting. And it's time to, now it's the time to get the body more aligned frequency-wise, how you look, how you feel. It's all going to go much better now for you.
Who's the person you're giving the message?
Jasenia.
Okay.
Much, much better for you now. More flow, more ease in accomplishing your goals. Great. Fun message.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
I want to elaborate on that message, but let me ask Erica a question first.
Mhm.
Do you have other questions that are piled up? Because otherwise,
We're gonna do one
No, I mean,
wanted to-
I can or you can
Okay.
discuss. I just want to clarify for everyone, if you have a spirit shout out and it's a specific spirit shout out,
Yeah.
that's what your guides want to convey. If you had a different question, but that wasn't your shout out.
That's
Those are
right.
two separate things.
That's exactly right.
Well, I want to talk about makeovers 'cause
Okay.
That's a nice topic.
Makeovers.
Yeah.
That's a nice topic to talk about before.
Let's end on
Okay.
that note. Okay.
It doesn't matter if you're male or female. Okay. So this goes to anybody. It doesn't have to be like, when you hear the word makeover, it doesn't mean glam. It just means change it up. Right. So people, and I've helped so many people in this area. So people ask themselves, like, I like the way I am. I don't need to change. Why do I need to change? That's fine. It works. Keep doing what you're doing. However, there comes a point in time sometimes where people come up to this like crossroad, or they come up to this like barrier in their life, and they're just kind of like stuck, and no advice is working, and nothing that they're doing is actually working. So sometimes a simple change up. Now, I'm a really big believer in like changing your environment, changing your living, like this is all new from last year. And that's one way. Also physically changing. So sometimes doing a big change in how you look can change, like refresh the page, like on a computer.
Right.
Like you're refreshing the page. So, like doing something different. It doesn't mean that it's good or bad, or if it fits a trend or doesn't fit a trend. It just means like changing it up. And the reason why is because when you look in the mirror, you're not looking at the old patterns, the old story, and the old you, and the old identity, and the old ego. What you're looking at is a new person. Some people are really bold, and they'll go to like a hairstylist or a barber, and they say, just do whatever you think looks good on me. Have you heard of those people? They're awesome. I love people like that. Wow. They're really bold.
Yeah.
That's bold.
Yeah.
Some people do that with food, like
Very
at
trusting.
a restaurant. But there's people that come across, like on Instagram, there's tons and tons of like videos of people who do this, and they trust the stylist to make the best look for them. So if you can go to somebody who's known for doing stuff like that, or you can just, give some ideas, but you have no idea really what to do. The point is this: if you keep getting the same results and you're doing the same things over and over, and you cannot find the solution, and there's nothing that's working, sometimes changing something on your physical being, even if it's clothing colors that you wear. So if you wear all black, and now all of a sudden now you're just going to wear only pastel colors, like for instance, or if you have short hair, or if you have long hair, cut it short, or whatever. You guys get the picture, right?
Right there.
Yeah.
Did it. No one ever thought I was going to shave off my mohawk.
Yeah. That was kind of a big deal.
And when I had super long hair,
Yeah.
no one thought I was ever going to even cut it, let
Right.
alone go into a mohawk.
Right. And that's what I'm talking about. So it's like really, really like allowing yourself the freedom of having playtime with your face and hair. I mean, what's wrong with having playtime with your face and hair? and
I
clothes?
think what you're also talking about is that change or changing something moves energy. Sometimes it's just good to change something just to move the energy from being stagnant, guys. There's also the change of, I think that just cleaning is a change, right? Because you will feel better in a room that pleases you to look at. You'll find yourself more relaxed or more creative. So there's the entire universe is constantly in flux. And what do we mean by the universe? We mean all of reality. Because the universe we're not talking about stars and galaxies out past this planet. We're talking about all of reality. That's what we mean by the universe. So things are happening even when you're just standing still. There's 7 trillion cells in your body that are pulsating and receiving signals that you're not even aware of. So there's all sorts of things happening, even in stillness. So it's not stillness really. So we're always in change. So you move and you flow with that, and you'll find that something in there, even when you just change a bunch of things, something will propel you or catch your eye and go, oh, that was interesting what I did there, even though those 9 other things I didn't like.
It's interesting. A shout out to Sharon, who joined us in Japan, and she was just with us. She's on the chat tonight.
Hey,
Hi,
Sharon.
So with her, for example,
Yeah.
what she did, which was super inspiring, is last year she signed up for swing class. And it was awesome. She says she's 70. I swear to God, I don't believe her.
She's lying. I still
No
think she's
way.
not
She was
70.
climbing stairs
Come
at the
on.
speed of light and getting up and down like, yeah, right. Like, this is
I was like, yeah, right. You're
ridiculous.
not 70.
But she said that it literally changed her life in the sense like she got a new sense of community. There was new friendships formed.
Yeah.
She got to heal a lot of her male issues regarding like letting people guide her in
Oh, really?
dance, you know, because the
Wow.
lead, you have
Right.
to trust the lead
Right.
to help guide you. And the close proximity of people dancing and swing, you know, you have to be comfortable with strangers. And it was extremely cathartic and healing. And, you know, I've known Sharon for several years, and I told her, I said, this time around when I saw you from the last retreat, I said, you look totally different to me, and you're acting different. Your whole being, you're calmer, you're stronger.
She loosened up, huh?
Yeah, I guess she's super relaxed now. And she was laughing and she was like, you know, she gives credit to not only the work with us, of course, but like the swing that she allowed herself to take. And that's could be considered a makeover if you want to look at it that way. So
It was a spiritual makeover.
spiritual makeover, like doing something different. Yeah. And
Well,
that will help
I'm
bring
so
in
glad that we
everything.
came on tonight.
I know we
Yeah.
were
Instead
going
of
to do
waiting,
it,
we
you
were going to
guys.
just wait till Sunday, but then
And the whole week is packed and booked. And
Yeah.
I was like, listen, we're going to squeeze this in. We're going to fall asleep while we're on the set. But okay.
No, but you know what? This also,
can
because
do
we're
it.
supposed to stay up. So this
Yeah.
is good for us.
Yeah. I'm
To get
I'm
back
really
on track.
feeling
Are
it. Sitting
you really?
still like this
All
with
right.
the lights in my eyes. Oh my God, I'm about to pass out.
No, the lights are good.
I know,
Keep
but
you
like there's
awake.
some kind of like, I don't know. I'm just kidding. Like,
All right. So we'll just sign off on that. Guys, I wanted to say, if you looked at the pictures of Japan on my Instagram,
yeah.
awesome. Comment on them. But we opened up next year's Japan. We are already half full, but we do have spots left. It's an incredible retreat. And if you're watching this podcast, this broadcast, you will get a little discount. And if you can just write the word Japan to Erica, and with your email, and Erica will get in touch with you. And it's going to be special. Why don't you come with us? This is an incredible way to spend a week with us on an adventure, because it's like this for 7 days straight. Okay.
Yes.
And we love you and thank you and honor you. And we feel honored and blessed to be here. So
Ditto to all of
sayonara.
that.
Sayonara.
Sayonara. Bye, everybody.